The following trailer is rated H for honest. From the developer responsible for more fan service than the makers of anime body pillows comes the game that claims to be the final chapter in the series, which we all know is total bullshit. Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the final chapter. Prepare yourself for the sequel that's a prequel to a prequel.
Oh, it's a prequel.
Featuring the exact same poorly explained trial and error, keep away from the furry gameplay as before. Only this time, you can move. Sorta. Like 3 feet. It's really more of a wobble. Experience the same lack of innovation you've come to expect from the franchise as you play a game that's basically identical to the first one, with the exact same fursuits you remember, now with 5 sharks worth of extra teeth. After 3 games in more or less the same setting, get rid of the one thing that made this franchise unique and try to survive in a normal suburban bedroom with the same amount of arbitrary restrictions as Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, like a time limit, doors that won't stay closed, a fox that kills you unless you watch it, a story that never ends in 5 nights, cryptic Atari-style cutscenes, and not even death will give you the sweet release of not having to play Five Nights at Freddy's anymore. Get ready for another vague entry in the already convoluted canon, as the millions of fans who only play for the story are starting to catch on that these games are just kind of winging it, unless everything's hidden behind a bunch of bullshit secrets again. Ooh, it was all a dream. Prepare for the ending designed to cause more forum arguments about what's in the box than Pulp Fiction or Seven.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
And end up with a total lack of answers until he farts out some DLC 2 months from now. Or another sequel. Or a movie? Oh, come on!
I'm looking for that,
by Dre, point a webcam at your stupid face, and crank up the volume to pick up the incredibly quiet sound effects.
At your
then
stupid
have your
face.
eardrums blown at your asshole by the series' loudest jump scares yet. Shut up! Starring Edgy Big Bird, Thugs Bunny, Freddy and the Jump Scares, Super Saiyan Freddy, Bargain Bin Sly Cooper, and your growing feeling of buyer's remorse. 8 Nights in Purgatory. You. 4 games in 1 year? Your move, Call of Duty. The following trailer.
This is the one I don't know the most about, like at all, actually.
Was over. You thought you had already.
So this
seen
one's like
the final chapter.
New for me.
You thought wrong. Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. We're seriously doing this? Enter the twisted realm of the Five Nights at Freddy's all over again, as Scott Cawthon returns from making terrible spin-off RPGs to once more fill the YouTubes with his childhood trauma, or possibly very specific fetish for animatronics, by releasing yet another clickbait horror game filled with frustrating trial and error puzzles, child murder, and plenty of jump scares. But hey, at least it's the shortest one yet. Thanks, Scott.
Oh, really?
Stretch the limits of your suspension of disbelief as you enter yet another dank murder basement as a first-time employee, whose job is to maintain and fix the sentient Iron Maidens housed there, that have long since stopped looking kid-friendly and are clearly just walking slaughter caskets at this point, while they all try to scoop you open, rip you to pieces, and generally scare the crap out of you, then go home to watch nonsensical cartoons and throw JPEGs of popcorn at your face until it's time for the next day. As you play a protagonist with so little sense of self-preservation that even the game itself seems to realize it.
I'm curious what events would lead a person to want to spend their nights in a place like this.
But apparently that all makes sense if you followed all the deep lore and read the book or something. Because seriously, there's a Five Nights at Freddy's book now too. Play the game that fans are praising as revolutionizing the Freddy series. because the entire game doesn't take place in a single room for once. Then experience the changes that could have made for the most tense and skillful gameplay in the franchise, but just ends up as a series of one-off vignettes that feels like half-assed ideas, like shocking the robots, climbing through the vents, powering down the facility, powering up the robots' rooms, and sneaking with the flashlight. Then instead of bringing it all together into a full experience at the end, the game just takes you through once, and then dumps you into the bad ending where you're worn like a flesh suit.
What?
Innovation. Then once you
Okay.
play the game, get ready for the real bullshit to start, as you run headlong into Sinister Location's secret ending grind, which will have you killing yourself over and over to get a random minigame.
What?
To unlock a hidden door, behind which you'll find your reward. The exact same gameplay as the last 4 Freddy's games that you'll force your way through just to see the 15-second ending so you can post about it on lore forums. Or just give up and watch Markiplier play through it like the rest of us did.
That's right.
Congratulations, we're all idiots.
That's how we mostly do that.
So get out your officially branded Freddy's merchandise.
Good Lord.
And get ready for the next obligatory entry in this series that you're already committed to for the long haul. Because Cawthon's gonna pump these things out until jump scares stop working, which is never gonna every single time. Starring Murder's Prower, Black Swan,
Black Swan,
those posing statues from art class, Faceless Freddy, Triumph the Jump Scare Bear. Why would you ever make a horrifying robot baby? And happy entrails to you. 5 games at Freddy's, YouTube sensation. You know, I'd ask about the time period stuff and all the AI and whatnot, but honestly, I've totally given up at this point. At least this one was sort of funny.
Thank you for selecting Casual Bongos.
The following trailer is rated H for honest.
Here we go again.
From the depths of the Steam marketplace comes a force of pure darkness that refuses to die. And this time, there's more of it than ever before.
What?
Yay! 5 Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night.
So this is like all the games in one?
Revisit the greatest works of prolific indie game sadist Scott Cawthon as he puts out yet another FNAF, despite the fact that they supposedly ended 2 games ago, that smashes together all of his previous stuff into one giant pile of jump scares, reused assets, and regret, where almost all of the spooky child murder narrative has been stripped away in favor of like 30 new ways to fuck up and die, in a game that makes the bizarre assumption that you were playing 5 Nights at Freddy's for the tedious, frustrating gameplay, and not the part where you jerk off about lore on the subreddit for months. At this point, you're either done with the series already, or you're banned from the local Chuck E. Cheese for assaulting the guy in the suit.
Oh God.
Experience the Smash Brothers of the 5 Nights at Freddy's universe that Frankenstein's all the monsters from all the games together into one giant all-you-can-eat buffet of suffering, as you choose the exact level of plate spinning you're able to sustain.
Oh my God.
While balancing power, temperature, noise, cache, doors, different surveillance systems, and of course, not getting murdered, and slowly cranking up the difficulty to 20. Until the gameplay becomes a cacophonous mishmash of sound cues and garbage all over your screen that only the most dedicated of 5 Nights nerds will survive to reach their reward. The crushing knowledge that this time was better spent in literally any other way. You probably would have been able to play like the guitar or something by now, huh? It really makes you think. Uncover the clown car's worth of fan service packed into every corner of Ultimate Custom Night, searching every nook and cranny for Easter eggs, unlockables, and obscure references, designed to delight the most fastidious of Freddy's fans, and justly reward you for sticking around for 7 games of this bullshit as you unlock the game's anime-styled intermission cutscenes and realize this entire thing is now just a boss rush mode to try and unlock horny bird art, as 5 Nights finally completes the inevitable cycle and becomes one with its fan base of incredibly horny furries. Seriously, the next one of these things is just going to be a dating simulator. Oh, wait, no,
Could you
people have
imagine?
already done that.
Oh God.
So strap on those adult diapers and get ready to slam some doors for a gameplay experience that's truly a nightmare, one that we will never, ever wake up from. Please, Mr. Cawthon, I'm begging you, man, release me from this cruel fate. I envy the dead. Well, I guess they're just Pokemon at this point, so we might as well just name them all, huh? Starring serial killer Fozzie, Raving Rabbit, Big Bird, Big Boss, Teddy Ruxpin, Robbie the Rabbit, Tweaky Bird, Makeup Vlogger, Ice Climbers, Big Mouth, Face Off, No Face, Golden Grams, Bunny Rabbit, Star Wars The Phantom Mangle, Ghost of Video Games Past, Casper, Berenstain Bears, Miffy, Tarrington Bear, Night Bears, Duck Teeth, Selena and Justin, Bendy, Smash Mouth, 8-Bit Retired Bowser, Polly Pock You Up, Westworld Lady, Funtime Furry, The Clowninator, Literal Garbage, Boo Boo's Oliver Bear, Killapee, Hangry Hippos, Peppa Pig. There's only so many bears with hats I can name. Horton, here's a murder. Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
The Hellergizer Bunny. Rockadoodle.
Okay.
Majima, Drumline. Senor Yogi. Thick Bird. Bear. Amy Schumer. Lester Possum. 1/3 of TLC.
What?
And Who Was Phone? Five Nights at Freddy's. Horny on May. You know, if you want the full immersive experience, just play the game with everything at 0. That way it's just like having a real soul-crushing job. No. Not another one. When is this ever gonna end?
No.
Fine. The following trailer is rated S for spoilers. From the series that launched the careers of YouTubers everywhere comes the latest entry in the budget franchise that makes Chuck E. Cheese even scarier than it already inherently is. Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator. Fall into the pit of FNAF all over again as Cawthon defies expectations once more by releasing a Freddy's game out of nowhere that, despite being disguised as an 8-bit pizza-based root beer tapper, actually hides the most elaborate Five Nights game to date underneath, which apparently he can just release for free this time, confirming once and for all that Cawthon is some sort of fear vampire that feeds on human suffering. Or he's already made an obscene amount of money. One of the two.
Yeah, makes sense.
Watch as FNAF 6 treads into brand new territory for the franchise. Interior decoration. As you create your own little nightmare pizzeria from scratch by purchasing cosmetic items like arcade machines, ball pits, and party favors, then filling it with horrible sadistic animatronics and stuffing yourself into a tiny little room to complete chores while they try to murder you as you suddenly realize you've been tricked into playing the same game you've already played 5 times before. Fool me once, Cawthon,
you've
shame
been
on
tricked.
you. Fool me 6 times, and I'm probably an actual moron. Rediscover the classic experience Five Nights adorably refers to as gameplay. As you frantically toss your mouse around, turn things on and off at random, and hope to God you're playing the game right, until the inevitable jump scare makes you shit directly through your pants and into your gaming chair. Then finally survive the night and live to do it all over again, and face an evil even more sinister than demonic soul-stealing robots. Lawsuits. Because at least the robots will end you. Survive 5 days without being turned into a slurry. And uncover all the Easter eggs and lore that the series fans are actually here for. Featuring mini-games that reveal a dark past. A candy-dispensing robot with disturbing stories. A literal Easter egg. And multiple endings that are mostly jokes about your vast incompetence. Then play it all over again to unlock the true ending. And discover the greatest twist of all. That this is the last Five Nights we may ever have, as Cawthon wraps up his premiere series in a neat little bow. That is, until something pops up in 4 months on Steam about robot bears at an Applebee's or something. So get yourself a tall cup of coffee and get ready for some middling management as you witness the ending of an era that, for all its ups and downs, was an original experience. And at least we won't have to suffer through any more people pretending to be scared by these games.
Dashy!
I will miss this. Starring Scare Bear, $4 Baby, The Energizer Bunny, Lefty for Dead, Boo Boo Bear, and Cheap Thrills. Animal Crossing, horrifying home designer.
What?
Well, that's over. What crazy theory videos am I going to watch now? I guess there's always Stardew Valley.
All right, here's a new one. This is it, right? Possibly.
In a world ravaged by endless wars, tyranny, and oppression, truly the most cursed thing about living on this godforsaken planet is that they keep making Five Nights at Freddy's games. Five Nights at Freddy's.
That intro was kind of cool, though.
Imagine a universe where a one-man independent horror project with the general experience of something you would have played on Newgrounds in 2003 soared to immense popularity on the internet overnight, despite the fact that it was not only about living animatronics trying to make you yourself. Then imagine no more, because not only is that what actually happened, but now they went and made a AAA version of it that sucks harder than a jet engine. You know it's bad when I'm getting nostalgic for the earlier games in the series. It's like the choice between putting a clothespin on your penis and squeezing it into a vice.
Oh, God.
Explore the shiny new open world of Security Breach, as the new game gives you a fully realized 3D environment to explore, full of shiny bright lights to distract you from the game's innumerable glaring flaws that end up undermining the whole being scary thing a little bit, since the entire thing just feels like it's closing time at a bowling alley, and the sheer amount of enemies you have to avoid, coupled with you being able to see them coming, drops out most of the tension from sneaking around the building, and makes it an exercise in frustration as you die for the 5th time when the last save point was 30 minutes ago. Because if they let you save whenever, then they would discover that the entire game is like 2 hours long, which honestly is a blessing, unless your favorite game mechanic is wait for a guy to go away. Experience the joy of slowly creeping around the Pizzaplex, avoiding the murderous animatronics who play the same animation every time they kill you, as well as the game's many, many robots, who might as well be the animatronics themselves, since they will teleport one directly behind you if they see you, forcing you to creep through most of the game at a snail's pace, and only rarely spicing it up with puzzles for 5-year-olds. Gimmick sequences like turning the robots into the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, and getting to hide inside Freddy's chest, even though he's almost never around and the battery runs out in like 10 seconds, which is barely enough time to regret your purchase of this game and start on your other life choices.
I'm terribly sorry.
Discover the true story of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. No, I'm not talking about the lore. I'm talking about the ass pile of game-breaking bugs, from weird frame rate issues that make some characters look terrible, to graphical bugs that make the game unplayable, AI glitches that let you just walk right past some enemies, enemies just straight no clipping through walls to reach you, and multiple ways to softlock the game entirely, which makes the lack of save points even more brutal, and adds up to an absolute mess of a game that makes it feel like the franchise should have stayed in 2 dimensions. There's almost nothing you can get out of this experience that you won't get from a wiki article.
Hi, please take this map. Take a map.
So strap in to that metal fursuit and get ready to walk through the gate of pizza, to both the highest production value and most disappointing entry in the Five Nights series yet.
That is crazy.
I mean, come on, play a real video game about men murdering each other in the desert because of politics instead. Sheesh. Starring Intensive Care Hair.
You don't have to put on that red light, Roxanne.
Gex Enter the Gecko. Chick Magnet. And Freddie Mercury.
Again.
5 more months in the oven. Containment Breach. Oh hey, if we're gonna keep switching up the genres and making these games not scary, I vote for FNAF Tactics.
There was a moment there where it felt like this was going to be a chore to get through. The way Epic Voice Guy sounds while he's going through these, he just sounds like he's made a bad life decision having to do the honest game trailers for these. I liked watching the newest one, Security Breach, like watching Markiplier play it in Dashie XP. If you haven't seen Dashie XP or Dashie games, he is hilarious. I love that guy. Check him out. But it was fun watching most of these. The Pizzeria one, I never knew about that one until this. 4, I remember being pretty scary. And then Sister Location, I didn't remember much about that. I watched Markiplier maybe play like a couple of levels of that, but I didn't watch most of that. So that one was pretty new for me. But the games are what the games are. I am looking forward to the movie. I know Jason Blum, I believe, is a Blumhouse. They're still making the movie, so it's still happening. It's like still in the early phases of that because Scott Cawthon won't, He won't sign off on any scripts, apparently. I still want to see a movie happen. I do, because I like horror and I want to see this kind of come to the big screen and see how it works. Who knows if it'll happen at this point. But there are so many games, a lot of games. And now we've gotten through all the honest game trailers for them, at least. Who knows if there's going to be another game. Because I didn't know that Security Breach was having so many issues as far as like people when they played it, it just isn't as good of a game as the others, which is nuts because this one they say has the biggest scope of any of the other games, and it's like a AAA version of those other games, but it's the worst in the bunch. To honest game trailers, at least, it's the worst in the franchise, the low point, which is nuts, but it was fun to watch. Which of the Five Nights at Freddy's games have you played? Let me know in the comments below. We've watched all the honest game trailers now. So let me know in the comments which one you played, which is your favorite. I played the second one, which was my favorite one. It was on mobile though, which was interesting, but it was still fun. So for me, that was my favorite. My favorite to watch that I felt was the scariest was 4. I feel like 4 was one of the scariest ones to me, just watching other people play it, like Markiplier and Dashy, stuff like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below which ones you appreciate more, which ones you have more fun with, and are you looking forward to the movie whenever it comes out. Thanks for watching though. I hope you guys enjoyed these. I know I just put them all together because I said, hey, let's just put them all together and get these done with. As far as these, I had a few of you guys asking for these. So here you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for supporting the channel. We just reached 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's really awesome that we've achieved this goal, which is it's crazy, but think of the early days, but it's cool. To my Hyper Crew members, verbal shout out for you guys: Brian Tidwell, Steve-O, Slepnier, Dash Milner, K6013, Euro 15,000, Daniel Lopez, Kratos, Richie Chester, and Arnon Steelpelt. Thanks so much for supporting with that top tier crew. I really appreciate it. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.